Chapter 7 Flipperama. I was crossing the street to school when I had an idea. Why just pictures of Bubba? My camera had a movie clip mode. It took up a lot of memory, but who cared? What if I could get movie clips of Bubba Boy in action, stealing stuff, shoving second graders, throwing food, live action reporting? Oh, yeah. Also, I had to start being more careful. If I didn't want anyone to know who Shredderman was, I couldn't shoot Bubba in the classroom anymore. If my shots came from inside Mr. Green's room, everyone would know it was someone in his class. Pretty soon, everyone would figure out it was me. So I stopped using my camera in class. Instead, I planned new ways to shred on him. I thought up a cartoon strip, Alvin and the Dumb Monks, starring Alvin, Bubba, Bixby, and his chattering chipmunk chums, Kevin and Max. I'd get Alvin and the Chipmunks pictures off the internet. There had to be some. Then I'd scan in Max and Kevin and Bubba from last year's yearbook, shrink their faces, and superimpose them on chipmunk bodies. Add a few bubble shapes for their words. I was cracking up just thinking about it. But at recess, I stopped planning and got gutsy. I followed Bubba around. I hid between buildings, behind bushes. I spent a lot of time pretending to tie my shoes. I started listening to what other kids were saying about Bubba. I started listening to what he was saying to other kids. I took notes. I was a data collection machine. Then on Tuesday, I got my interview. Kevin, what you doing after school today, Bubba? Bubba, picking my nose. What'd you think, stupid? Max, oh yeah, I can't come over today, Bubba. Bubba, why not? Max, I, my mom says I have to work on my newspaper project. Bubba, tell your mama to do your project. Kevin, yeah, man, tell your mama to do your project. Bubba, all you have to do is smile like this, see? Then sniff like this, see? Boo, boo, boo. It's easy. Get your mama to do your work. Max, does yours really do yours? Bubba, you think I'm gonna do that? Happy hippie assignment? Get real. Maybe it didn't have all of who, what, when, where, why in it, but it wasn't bad. And I didn't have to ask him a single question. Then on Wednesday, it happened. I just sat down with my lunch. My backpack was next to me on the table. The flap was open. My remote was ready. Bubba walked into the cafeteria. He saw the teachers were busy helping clean up a spill and smiled. And I could tell from across the room he was in the mood for a flipperama. He did it to some little kids. He did it quick. He put his fingers under the lip of the tray and flip. He tipped food all over a little kid. Then flip, flip, flip. He went right down the row. Chicken nuggets went flying. Orange slices splatted on the floor. Jello was wiggling everywhere. And Bubba ditched it out the side door before the teachers had turned around. I almost couldn't believe it. It had happened right in front of me. I was so excited, I was shaking. I grabbed my backpack, left my lunch, and headed straight for the bathroom. By the time I saw Bubba standing by the bathroom sinks, it was too late. Max and Kevin were with him, so I was surrounded. I threw it in reverse and tried to run out the door, but Bubba grabbed me and said, "Hey, nerd, you come in here too much, you know that?" I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want him to hear me shaking. He could see it, though. What's the matter? Gotta go? I nodded. Bad? I nodded faster. His face was close. His breath was deadly. Max said, "What's the matter, nerd? Yo mamo feed you prunes for breakfast?" Bubba looked at him over his shoulder. "It's mama, stupid." Max shrank back. Then Bubba leaned his face in even closer to mine, saying, "Did I hear you say you're gonna do my project for me?" I shook my head. "I said," he grabbed me harder, "did I hear you say you're gonna do my project for me?" I choked out, "No!" I tried to wrestle free. "Now let me go." He slugged me, right in the stomach. I folded in two and fell on the floor, gasping for air. My stomach was in a giant knot. My chest caved in. I felt like I was going to die. Bubba stepped over me. Max and Kevin walked around me. All three of them were gone before I could move a muscle. It took about 5 minutes for me to stand up, and when I did, I didn't run to a teacher to tell on Bubba. I locked myself in the stall and dug out my camera. Then I zoomed back through the movie clip and held my breath. Had I caught him in the act? Had I recorded him flipping those trays? Did I get his face and the trays? My aim had been off so many times. Had I blown it again? But all of a sudden, I saw him on the monitor, Mini Bubba, looking over his shoulder at the teachers, walking faster. Then flip, 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 and he was gone. I looked at the clip again and again. I'd done it. I'd really done it. Boy, was Bubba Bixby gonna be sorry he'd ever laid a hand on Shredderman.